Hi everyone and welcome to Season 2, Episode 8 of Mighty Moron with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we've reached the end of the league season. We've got one more game to play against Belgrano before we go into the playoffs to try and get into the top division of Argentina. So we are currently in third. We can't lose that place, but we have to see if we can get some momentum going into the playoffs. So let's see how we get on today. So, as I say, we can't lose our third place position, which is fantastic. In the league, you can see that we've just dropped off a little bit since the last episode, and all boys have overtaken us into second and are 4 points clear. So we can't get that back either with one game to play, but we can't lose the third place spot. So we will be in one of these three playoff positions. Now, what I believe happens is that these three teams, plus the second through fourth in Group B, go into the playoffs with two, I think, from the division above, and we have a quarterfinal, semi-final and final, and the winner of it goes up or stays up, I think that's how it works. So we've got some more games to play in this particular season, whatever happens today. But today is just about finishing off this league campaign, which has been so successful comparative to what we thought. We were due to finish again in this bottom section in terms of the media prediction. I was hoping for a mid-table finish myself, but we've completely surpassed it and got into third place, and have looked pretty good doing it, specifically in the second half of the season since the midwinter break. If we go and have a look at our fixture list, you can see that this in January was where we played our friendly matches in the middle of a 2-month winter break, and since coming back we've only lost one game, and that was in the Copa Argentina 5th round, and it was a little bit unlucky really on penalties. Other than that, a few draws in there, and most recently a few draws, which has been the big problem in losing our second place spot. But since that winter break, we have not lost in the league, and it's been a great run. Having said that, today is all about preparing for the playoffs, and so we need, if we can, to get a win against Belgrano, just because these three draws have dampened down our momentum slightly, and I want to get it back before we go into the really important stuff. So that's where we've been recently. You can see that Galliano remains a star for us, getting goals, which is fantastic. But today we are going to have to play a slightly rotated 11 as well, because of injury and suspension. So let's go to the tactics page and see what we've got in store for Belgrano. So here we are on the tactics page, and you can see that we do have a number of issues. We've got a couple of injuries. Gaia and Calidio are both out. Calidio for 5 to 6 weeks, so that's his season done, unfortunately. And Gaia 5 to 8 days, so could well be back at some point during the playoffs, possibly. But today, neither of those are available. It's so disappointing that Calidio is out for that amount of time. You can see that he's done reasonably. Galliano doesn't perform, then potentially Calidio will. And you can see that so far Galliano is performing. He's got 2 in his last 5 games, but 12 in 19 starts. Hi again everyone. So apparently my microphone decided to play up at this particular point in the episode, so that's why there's going to be a small break in it. All I was telling you about apparently was there's a couple of suspensions through yellow cards, and Good Boy got sent off in the last game, and also there's a couple of injuries. Calidio unfortunately out for basically the rest of the season, which is unfortunate. So that is what I was telling you about when my microphone went. Just to let you in on a little secret, I recorded this message again and put that into the episode, only to realise that that had a microphone issue in it as well. So fingers crossed for this one. Anyway, let's get back to the episode. So we've had to rotate a little bit. And because of that, and because it's a bit of a dead rubber, we've given a few players a chance to play as a last point in this particular league campaign. So all of that means that with the suspensions and injuries that we've got, and resting a couple of key players as well, because I want them to be fit for the playoffs, today we're going with a team of Bustillos in goal, Gomez and Corzo in central defence, Gozarino at right back, Sanchez at left back, Federico, Chalky and Avila in central midfield, with the Angel and Glabby supporting Terry on top. And a bench of Dordoni, Olivier, Alessio, Ramirez, I still get that one wrong. Villalba, Besidas and Galliano. Oh, I'm not built for foreign names. I just can't do it. Anyway, that's what we've got. Let's get into today's game and see what happens. So we've gone with this is a good opportunity to show all the pundits they've been right to back you through to this point, and they have been giving us a lot of praise recently for the run of form that we've been on. But as I say, it has just dipped most recently into those 3 draws. So we do need to get that back if possible, but of course we're away from home and that's going to be slightly more tricky than you would hope. But Belgrano are not right at the top of the division and we kind of are, so I'm hoping for a good showing, even though that so far after 8 minutes it's Belgrano that have been attacking us mostly down this right hand side, and again have got another chance for a cross in, go deep to that far post and a rocket of a shot. And we go 1-0 down after 8 minutes, and it was kind of coming, wasn't it? You could feel it. They already had one highlight that didn't quite work out. This particular one, they worked down the right-hand side until this point where they dropped it back and then swept the ball right the way across to the left-hand side. And on the volley, it was quite a special finish, wasn't it, really? Even though I don't like admitting it. And so far, after 11-12 minutes, they've had 5 shots at goal and we've had nothing. And we've had very little of a possession, and so far it's not working out for us today at all, and we might have to do something fairly quickly about that. Finally, we recognise that we've got a shot, but it didn't really go anywhere, and then again a free kick comes in from Belgrano, and this time the header goes over the top of the bar, and we breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. But this first half, we have been absolutely decimated by Belgrano, and maybe, just maybe, they'll regret that they haven't taken more of their chances. If we can do something in the second half, they really will. But they've got one more highlight before the end of the first half. Can they make it count? Again, they started over on this right-hand side, swept it to the left-hand side, and this time the goalkeeper, Bustillos, gets down and claims the ball with no major problems. But that is not, I repeat, not a good first half. 1 shot for us the entire half, 35% possession is not good enough. 18 shots for them. Lucky that they only got 6 on target, really. We've got to do better in this second half. So we are going to lay the law down and aggressively go in and say, I expect to see a much better performance in the second half. They look fired up for that. So I'm not going to boost them up anymore. I'm going to leave them fired up rather than happy. And I'm going to see if we can get a much better performance out of them in the second half. Immediately we go in and we say demand more from them and put the pressure on them to deliver a performance in this second half that did not look as though we were capable of in the first half. We've started a highlight from our own defensive area, but our goalkeeper cleared it into that left midfield position where we don't have anybody playing. So of course we're going to be properly under pressure immediately. What was he thinking? And again, they come at us down the right-hand side. They sweep it to the left. And again, they put it past our goalkeeper from long range. Pause the game. Tactics page. We have to change it. We can't allow this to continue. Give me a moment to figure out what to do. So we've changed all number of things, to be honest, and there's some weird decisions in here, sort of. But we've gone to the 4-4-2, but I've kept the 2 defensive midfielders because I wanted to secure our defence a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to push our fullbacks up and get them attacking down the right and the left, as well as the attacking wide players. So yeah, this 4 hopefully will stay roughly where they are and defend well, but the fullbacks can then go and join the attack. What I've done is I've put a left fullback on the pitch instead of the Angel in Olivier, put him at left back and push Sanchez down that left hand side a little bit into the attacking area. Now, the only reason I've done that is I've got more attacking players on the bench, but I want a left-footed player, and we are going to make sure that he's on the attacking duty. Same on the right for Glabby. So we've got a left-footed player down the left wing, even though he's not fantastic at attacking. I think it's the better option. We've got Olivier playing in the left fullback role. Alessio comes into the central midfield because I wanted a second holding midfield player alongside Federico. And we've brought Galliano up top. And the three that come out are Avila, the Angel and Chalky, just because none of them were playing particularly well and I wanted the reshape. So that's what we've done in terms of the shape. We've gone attacking. In terms of in possession, we've gone wider than we had before, more direct than we had before, working it into the box. Dribble less, more disciplined in transition, counter pressing, going long to a target man in terms of one of these guys up the top, and out of possession, higher line of defence and higher line of engagement with a more urgent pressing style, just to see if we can push at them a little bit and find anything from this game. It's kind of all in now, really. There's not much else I can change, so let's see how we do. Let's go back in and press play on the game. Obviously they're celebrating their goal, which is unfortunate, and we're going to skip the goal. I don't need to see it again, and then we're going to go in the shouts and ask them to get creative just to see if we can unlock them somehow. But look at these match statistics. 21 shots for Belgrano, still only 1 for us. And I don't really know where that's come from. We've been playing so well this second half of the season. For us to encounter a team like this and go down with barely a whimper is not good enough. Not impressed by that. Just at the point where we're reaching the playoffs as well, where we need some momentum, and it's completely died. But we get a block shot there, and Federico picks up the ball down the right-hand side. Can we finally get a worthy shot at goal? Eventually he puts it through to Glabby. Good cross in, and Cherry on top puts it away. Nice and easy. It was all worked by Federico, wasn't it, really? Down this right-hand side, he managed to get and ride a challenge, get back on the ball, which was really important at this point here. Rode that challenge, got back on the ball, pokes it through to Glabby down the right hand side. First time, little bit of a deflection on the defender, so we get a bit of luck, and then Cherry on top sneaks in that far post and taps it home for 2-1. And we've got 15 minutes remaining, so we're going to go very attacking from this point. And a scramble on our own goal line there, and a good clearance in the end. Cherry on top getting a foot in, coming back and defending. But on the goal line, we almost conceded a third. Not quite though. And can we make that count? 81 minutes gone, so we've got just around 10 minutes left. Bit of injury time in there. And again, it's Belgrano working their way through our side, and they've found themselves down the right-hand side again. And again, they get it through. Oh dear, I'm finally at the point, to be honest, where next season I think we need some balance down the left hand side. Whether we stay up, whether we stay down or go up, should I say, I think that's what we need to work on in the summer and finally get some balance, because there's always a weak point down our left hand side that they're exploiting, with lots of attacking down that right hand side for them. And it's got to the point now where I need to find some left wingers, bring some balance there, and then play differently next season, I think. What do you think? Is that what you would do? I really have enjoyed this so far, this second half of this season, watching this side play, but it just feels like we've reached that point. That those first 2 goals specifically were worked down our right-hand side, our left-hand side, should I say. And maybe it's time that we did something about that. In the end, we played a similar formation to them. It sort of cancelled each other out. They got another goal in that period. We got 1 back, but it was only a consolation goal, really. And in the end, it wasn't good enough today at all. And disappointingly, we end our league campaign with a 3-1 loss. And Belgrano sitting down in 8th. That's a good win for them. They were up for it, and we really weren't. Now, I know that we rotated the side. I know that we had several players out for various reasons, but I still expected a better performance than what we got. But we finished in 3rd place. let's go and quickly analyse this particular performance and see what didn't quite work out for us. I mean, big discrepancy in the centre of midfield. They had so much more of the ball than we did. And look at our heat map. We couldn't get out. We had no out ball, it felt like, at all. And they piled in on us down their right-hand side, down our left. And that is the weakness of this side that we are going to have to address now, I think, really. It wasn't a good day. Bustillos, our goalkeeper, had a 7 average rating for the game, and he was our best performer, and it demonstrates itself, doesn't it, really? Look at this heat map. I can't get over how bad it was. And again, we didn't work down that right-hand side, which is the instruction that we had on for most of that game. I took it off for the last part, but most of the game we had that instruction on, and we're still not doing it. This team are not good enough to do it, so we're going to have to balance this side up for next season and then work all 3 directions, I would suggest. That's for next season, though. In terms of today, let's go to the summary page, to be honest. It's bad reading. 29 shots for them, 5 for us, 12 on target for them, 4 for us, 62 to 38% possession. Average rating 7.6 for them across their side, only 6.6 for us. And you can see that none of us were good enough, other than the goalkeeper, who played quite well. And we just didn't get anywhere near them. Look at the peppering at our goal that they gave us, compared to ours that just weren't on target and saved and blocked. These were. It's just not good enough today at all. I don't know why I'm torturing myself, to be honest. But you kind of have to, just to see where we kind of went wrong. Now, these were our completed passes, but these, again, are the intercepted ones. It's clearing our lines is not working for us at the moment. And out of bounds, again, we were under the cosh defensively so much that I don't have any problem with these being booted out. And there weren't so many moving forward today because we didn't have the ball moving forward today. Oh, it just, yeah. It was so poor. Let's go and just check out these the shots for today and see how we got on. And we just didn't, did we? 1 shot went wide, 3 were on target but were saved or blocked. And that's all she wrote. It was such a bad performance. And we're going to have to go and tell them that in the post-match team talk. So aggressively, the performance shows me there's work to be done. Back in training tomorrow. That's what I want them to be doing, because we've got to get that out of our system leading into the playoffs. And there we go. That is going to end the league campaign. 34 games played, 58 points, far in excess of what we were expecting, even though it was a very disappointing last performance. Overall, it was fantastic. So we found ourselves in the quarter-final of the playoffs to try and get promoted, and this is what I've discovered. This is our route through to that final game. You can see that Rosario Central, for whatever reason, get a bye in the first round. I don't understand how this works necessarily, but what I do know is that these are the teams involved, and we get to play Atlanta in the first game to see if we can get through to the semi-finals. Is it home and away? Is it a one-off game? Let's go and check in the schedule to find out, because I don't have a clue. This is all new to me completely. But yeah, here we go. Home and away. Away first, home second. That's a better way round, isn't it? Absolutely. So let's see if we can get through that tie. And we'll come back and play the second of these games in the next episode to see if we can get through to the semi-finals of this playoff. It's going to be a tricky game to play now, I think, now that we've gone on this bit of a dip in form. And unfortunately, it's got worse for us since I've just moved it on slightly. You can see that we've got more suspensions through yellow cards, but we've also got a couple of injuries again as well. Gaia still injured, Calidio still injured, and now Galliano is as well for the next few days. It's not quite going according to plan, is it? But there we are. We have to roll with the punches. We'll see what we can do in that first leg, and we'll come back for the second leg in the next episode and try and get through to the semi-final of the playoffs and see if we can get one step closer to getting promoted. I suspect, if I'm totally honest, it's one season too soon. I think we could probably do with another season in the second tier, just to cement ourselves and get slightly better players in maybe over the summer. But if we get promoted, we're not gonna not take it, are we? We're gonna go through anyway, and give it as good a go as we can. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I genuinely don't know what's going on. I know that our team is in a little bit of disarray. Our form isn't particularly good, but we're now in the quarterfinals of the playoffs, and we've got to give a good account of ourselves as we can. So join me next episode for that, and we'll see if we can get through into the semi-finals. I'll play this first leg in between time and see if we can get a bit of a good result away from home. But that's going to do it for today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode and help me get seen by lots of other people. Until next time though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.